civil rights era in this video.
Bro, 1950. When I first seen this, I hollered for a good 20 minutes. Like, I was like, the Barbs are so creative.
I'm trying to get that dough. Every day is another struggle. This is my life. So what if my parents said no? Just sit back.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to Let's Talk About the Barbs, Nicki Minaj's fan base, the good and the bad. I feel like when it comes to the Barbs, they definitely get a bad rep. I feel like they get blamed for stan Twitter and for, you know, these wild fan bases that do too much when it comes to their fave. And I feel like they have been, or not even that they have been, but the media tries to make it seem as though they have been in the forefront of that. When I feel like there's definitely other fan bases who have succeeded in that for sure. Like there's not even comparison to the shit that I've seen other fan bases do. And I think that the Barbs get blamed for a lot of shit. But don't get it twisted. I do think that there's a lot of toxic Barbs as well. But that does not generalize the entire fan base. And I think that's where people get it kind of confused and fucked up, that just because there's a few selective Barbs that are saying this and that about you does not mean that reflects the entire fan base at all. So let's go ahead and get into this bullshit. If it's your first time here and you are now seeing my face, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's see what this video is giving.
Are you a Nicki fan?
What? Am I a Nicki fan? Pull up in the Sri Lanka. What? Y'all want
BARBZ, the name for the fans of Nicki Minaj and one of the most notorious fan bases out there on the internet and in real life. You either hate the Barbs or you are a Barb. Known for being loud, boisterous, and aggressive towards people who speak ill of the queen of rap, the Barbs do not play when it comes with Nicki Minaj. I would know since I am one of them and I'm a proud Barb true and true. If Nicki was our queen bee, B-movie style, then each Barb is a buzzing worker bee whose sole purpose is to protect our majesty at any cost. Nothing escapes our attention. No digs, drags, or Twitter critiques. Say the queen name, you can get some L press, and you will get the Barb press as well because we don't let up. Whether you like them or not, you can't deny that the Barbs has had a pretty significant impact on pop and meme culture across the internet. And today we will be looking at the good, the bad, and the annoying of one of the most controversial and iconic fan bases out there. Today we will be diving into the Barbs.
Calling all Barbs, calling all Barbs.
If you are Patrick Star and live under a rock, or you were not listening on my intro, the term Barbs came from Nicki Minaj's most utilized alter ego, the Harajuku Barbie, and her female fans specifically started adopting the name Harajuku Barbies, which over time was shortened to simply be Barbs. And it became the universal term for all of Nicki Minaj's fans. There were other lingos used to refer to specific Barbs in Nicki's early years. Harajuku Barbies for the female stans, Harajukukens for the stans that are queens,
What you say?
Queen.
and boys for the straight male fans. But Nicki abandoned those terms and just used Barbs for simplicity. Stan culture and having a big fan base have existed way before the Barbs did, but what makes the Barbs different from those previous big fan bases was the Barbs were one of the first fan bases to grow in social media, as Nicki was also one of the first artists to really interact with her fans and cultivate her fan base in the internet through platforms such as MySpace and later on Twitter. We have to note that no other artist back then was interacting with their fans the way Nicki was interacting with the Barbs. Other artists still held onto that old superstar way of interacting with their fans. They always felt somehow out of reach, an idea more than a person. Nicki, however, felt somehow more relatable with her fans, staying in touch with them and just talking to them.
What's your name? What should I call you? Should I call you Bella?
Yeah, you can call me Bella. My name is Veronica, but everybody calls me Bella.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh, you sound like a little bitty bug. Okay, so listen, Bella. I want to send you a shirt, and I want to just say thank you for the love and the support. I'm gonna.
Aww.
Alright, please get a pen. Can you help me?
This gave Nicki a somewhat more grounded feel, which contrasted her more crazy-like persona in her early years, and this gave the Barbs a more personal connection with Nicki, which is one of the reasons why the Barbs really go hard for her. Though the Barbs weren't the ones who created stan culture, as Nicki only really became mainstream during 2010, whilst other artists already became mainstream by then, and had a more bigger and established fan base who started the grounds for online fan culture. Once Nicki became a household name by the early 2010s, and the Barbs became more fully formed, they took the idea of stan culture and they ran with it, as they molded even pioneered the way stan culture interacts today. Mainly residing on Twitter and most prominent on that platform, the word and concept of stan Twitter has now become synonymous with the Barbs. The Barbs have also taken over TikTok, with the hashtag Barbs having over 8.4 billion views, significantly more than any other fanbase on the app. As Nicki Minaj is a very loud and bold personality, it makes sense that her fanbase would similarly adopt characteristics of boldness and brazenness. Known for being volatile, hostile, and batshit crazy to anyone who even dares to come for Nicki Minaj, the Barbs have cultivated a certain reputation amongst themselves. On the more positive side, the Barbs have cemented themselves as one of the funniest fanbases right now, able to create trends and entertaining ways to promote Nicki's music. Barbs are constantly innovating on how they can promote Nicki through social media and even in real life. From placing pink wigs on their profile pictures for the Pink Friday anniversary, or with the newly recent trend of holding Nicki nights in clubs in different cities and countries, which are hosted by and put together by Barbs themselves, and even getting LLC, an album track of Nicki's fourth album Queen, to go #1 on iTunes 3 years after its release because we were bored that Nicki was on hiatus. And those are just recent examples. The Barbs have, from the beginning, been absolutely visionary in their ways of trending and being on the spotlight.
Can we just talk about how iconic that is, though? Like, you're so huge and so just iconic in your own right, and your fan base has just grown with you over the years, that now in 2022, because your fan base has expanded and it's expanded beyond just America, people fuck with you so much that they're like, yo, let's come together as a unit and have parties in these clubs celebrating Nicki and playing her music. When have you known people to actually do that? That was the first time I've ever heard of any fan base doing that for their artists. And these are all over different countries that these fans are gathering together in these clubs, and they're having, hey, let's do a Nicki night where we celebrate Nicki and we play her music and we get dressed up and we do this and that. And that shit is so cool. And I know when she sees that shit, she just be like, wow, like y'all really love me. And I see why she goes so hard for the Barbs just as much as they go hard for her. For real.
One of the funniest ways Barbs promoted Nicki's recent release of Do We Have a Problem was with the fake update accounts like these.
And then
Hey, Queevers.
Oh man, like.
oh my
Man.
You got no reason to be in the fountain.
Hey, zombies.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Also, the recent event of Nicki Minaj's
They
visit to London
wrong.
and the footage of people chasing her, and the Barbs putting filters on the photos and making it seem like it was from the civil rights era in this video.
Bro,
1950.
when I first seen this, I hollered for a good 20 minutes. Like, I was like, the Barbs are so creative, because who comes up with this type of shit? This shit had me cackling for a minute, and every time I watch it, I just be like, who the fuck came up with this? Like, who thought of this? Who took the time to think of some shit like this?
Before Nicole Minj started the Civil Rights Act movement.
Call that girl
It all
Nicole.
started when a white woman named Cardinal Beatrice III threw a rock at Nicole, screaming, "All women in POC are roaches." Nicole held a protest where hundreds of thousands of people showed up in support of the equal rights movement. Unfortunately, Nicole was wrongfully arrested when a fake supporter pushed her and said she was in a whites-only area. Here's a clip of her fighting back, pushing for equal rights. Here's a
Not
clip where
pushing
Nicole
for
was
equal
escorted
rights.
to the cop car. Here we have protesters chasing as the cops pulled away with Nicole. Nicole sued the county and won $23 million in damages. Her acts will go on to inspire people such as MLK and Malcolm X. For more facts, make sure to follow.
Like, come
Yo,
on, you
they
can't deny
are
the Barbs
comical.
are funny. That's part of the Barbs' charm. They have a sense of humor that is uniquely theirs, and that's why people clamor to the Barbs. I mean, just look at the views of hashtag Barbs on TikTok. Another trend that sprung up on TikTok, specifically around 2020, was the Nicki flag, wherein people ironically sported the Nicki flag and proclaimed Nicki Minaj as their president. I think the Nicki flag trend is a great segue to what I call the Barb trend. In recent years, being a Barb has become a trend, specifically on TikTok, and people started flocking towards the Barbs and Nicki Minaj for clout and easy content. I mean, I would know since I kinda did the same. My whole brand is about Nicki Minaj and my audience is the Barbs, but don't get it twisted. Unlike these people who are only after clout, that's not me. I'm also after money. But yes, being a barb has become a trend, which though has its pros and cons.
It definitely
associated with
has.
What it does show is that there's so much influence held by the barbs that people would associate themselves with barbs and pretend to be barbs to gain some notoriety. Now, though barbs do have their positive sides to them, there's definitely a dark side to the barbs. The barbs, we can say, is a very devoted fan base, and their devotion towards Nicki Minaj can sometimes lead to them doing despicable things. From doxing people, sending threats, insulting someone's family or children, and allegedly beating people up, i.e. Mariah Lynn's mother. You know what? I'm gonna let that one pass because she was talking crazy here. They sometimes do border on the more lunatic side. As colorful as the barbs are in creating creative ways to promote Nicki's music, they are as colorful in coming up with insults and comebacks to people disparaging Nicki Minaj. Most of these comebacks border the line of being edgy and being downright offensive and insulting. I'm a barb and even I find the barbs annoying at times. Honestly, there's really no defending the barbs here. I do think a lot of the barbs don't realize how extra they are being sometimes, and this type of behavior, though it has created sort of a fear to talk about Nicki Minaj badly, you know the saying, oh watch out, the barbs are coming, and this is one of the reasons why barbs even participate in this way of behaving. It also sort of backfires on the barbs, as it encourages more people to talk badly about Nicki Minaj, especially people looking for a response from the barbs and clout, which if you've been on the internet, you know there's a sizable amount of people looking for clout. The barbs' reputation is now weaponized against them because once the barbs do respond, everyone turns into a victim, even if they were calling to be dragged, and this can turn against Nicki Minaj as well. Reading this quote from a Teen Vogue article from Pablo the Don, they say, Nicki Minaj over the last 10 years has cultivated a space online that shields her from accountability. As a person who critiques music and culture and been targeted by her fans, it makes it really hard to talk about her or any of her adversaries in any capacity. I've been subject to harassment and bullying online as well as having my personal information revealed online just last year. And this is the type of shit that really irks me because as much as the barbs are annoying and are hostile, the things that Pablo the Don said can be applied to not only Stan Twitter as a whole, but the entire internet in general. But somehow, this was Nicki Minaj's fault. She cultivated this type of behavior, disregarding the fact that Nicki Minaj was blocking her fans for going too far during her early years.
They always do
When
that.
my fans and I first started interacting on Twitter, I used to tell them, do not drag people. I used to unfollow them if they dragged people and if they were mean to people. However, it's but so much my fans can take. It's like if you fuck with somebody and you keep on seeing people lying on them and hurting them and not giving them their props, you would be mad too. And my fan base is not like a fan base. We like family. I always say that. So I find it odd that motherfuckers want to be able to say the most horrific things about me, but when my fans get in that ass, they want to play victim.
Nicki Minaj is not the
That's
only artist who
facts.
comes back at other people, but when Nicki
That's
does
very
it, she's
true.
cultivating. Any big artist right now, if you say something bad about them, their fans will come for you. Be it Ariana, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, BTS, Taylor Swift, any big artist.
But here's the thing, they make it exclusive to Nicki. Why? I don't know. I don't know if it's like a part of like trying to tear her down. So they do it through like attacking her fan base because they don't want to attack her like outright. So it's just weird to me because it's like, you already know what happens if you come for Beyonce. Like Beehive is still leaving bees under Kid Rock's Instagram page back from like what he said in what 2015, 2016. Like, are you kidding me? The Arianators don't play. Army definitely don't play. Like, so I just don't understand why the Barbs get blamed for literally everything. And every other fan base literally gets a freaking pass.
Say something bad about them and their fans will be swarming your mentions. So I don't get why the Barbs are being singled out for this when this is not exclusive to them. Nicki Minaj did not cultivate this type of behavior. The culture of the internet and the anonymity it provides them did. Let's not forget that Taylor Swift had a song and a music video wherein she had every big artist represented by drag queens and she sang. And we see you over there on the internet comparing all the girls who are killing it, but we figured you out. We all know now. We all got crowns. You need to calm down. And yet, some of Taylor's fans still participate in this exact type of behavior Taylor disparaged. But yeah, the Barbs are annoying. I know that, you know that, we know that. But so is every other fan base, and most of the extreme scenarios of the Barbs that are presented are not even Barbs. Most of them are just trolls using Nicki Minaj as their cover to attack other Nicki haters as a form of release from their sad lives. I know plenty of sane Barbs. I am a sane Barb, I think. Also, going back to Mr. Pablo the Don, I find it funny how they proceeded to say, what makes all of this so jarring and scary is the fact that she is one of the biggest celebrities worldwide. Therefore, people are asking for my opinion. Huh, you know that's interesting because I actually have people with me. People, come here. Did you ask Pablo the Don for their opinion? I compare people coming for Nicki Minaj as someone walking with all their jewelries out and in their nicest clothes on a bad neighborhood. What did you think was gonna happen? You're gonna get robbed. Obviously, theft is bad, but like, you really have no one else to blame but yourself. Same goes with the Barbs. If you come for Nicki Minaj, the Barbs will be there waiting for you. So don't be dumb. Don't come for Nicki Minaj if you can't handle the heat. Also, sometimes fans and stans see their idols as commodities instead of human beings. And this can apply to stan in general as well. In the Barbs community, we call these types of people manager Barbs. The manager Barbs criticize every single thing about Nicki Minaj in her life, how she should post, what types of things she should wear, what type of music she creates, how she lives her life. It's ridiculous. You know what's fine if you want to give your opinion on something about Nicki Minaj, especially as a fan. But what's not fine is for you to give an opinion in every single thing about Nicki Minaj. She's not a commodity, and you do not have dominion over her. You're a fan. Know a fan's place. Anyways, what unifies the Barbs through their positives or negatives is their love for Nicki Minaj. A lot of us Barbs became stans because of this genuine love and respect that we have for an artist that changed and shaped our lives. I was around 6 or 7 when I first heard of Nicki Minaj, and I watched all of her music videos, and she just represented this sort of freedom and colorfulness that I, as a queer kid, so desperately wanted back then. And I would guess this is the same story for a lot of the Barbs as well. I fully became a Barb during quarantine when I really had nothing going on for my life, and joining this community made me feel a part of something grander and bigger. And I mean, look at this channel. This channel alone can be a statement on how much power the Barbs has. There's only really a few artists with a big enough fan base to constitute an entire commentary channel for them, and Nicki Minaj is one of them. The Barbs really are something. They are crazy, they are terrifying, they're annoying, they're funny, they're iconic, but most of all, they are a family. So to all the Barbs out there, keep repping Nicki. Let's chill on being crazy, and let's stop bothering Pablo the Don, okay? They seem very distraught, and talking about Nicki is probably their way to eat. Let Pablo the Don eat.
They're so stupid. They are dumb.
Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and also
okay, that's the end of the video. Yeah, man, I completely agree. I think that the Barbs definitely have positive things about them as a fan base and how much they love and respect Nicki. And then you do have Barbs who have this toxicness. And again, it's not all of them. I feel like a lot of the times people like to generalize the Barbs and say that, oh, they're all just toxic and so on and so forth, when it's kind of like a small piece of them compared to like the grand or the larger scale of Barbs who actually are positive and mind their business and drink their water and work out and listen to Nicki. And yeah, so I don't know. If you made it to the end of this video and you are seeing my face for the first time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Turn on post notifications so you know when I'm dropping another video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Done it all, been through it all. I walked over the motherfucking fire with sandals. Gonna burn your feet eventually.